The Pistons begin the game with the basketball. Screen coming. Jackson to Drummond. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
That probably won't be the last time we see a dunk from him tonight. Maybe sometimes you should send a message. Give him a hard foul. Don't let it be so easy.
To Nick Batum. Here comes the screen. The drive. Right to the basket. Throws it down.
An easy two. Get back on defense.
The assist from number 5.
Nothing going here on that drive. Count the basket inside.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Walker into the front court. A minute gone by here in the opening quarter. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Kemba Walker. Pistons ball here. Jackson. And scores. Strong take.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Walker with the basketball. Down 4. To Batum. Nothing going here on that drive. Walker. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Has a look. Yes, when this guy's open, look out. Nearly automatic.
That's what happens when you don't force shots. They were patient, they used almost the entire shot clock, and at the end, they got a wide open look.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. The lead is up to 5. Into the front court, it's Walker. Looking to make something happen. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
I think the defender had absolutely zero chance in that play.
Jackson with it. Up by 3. To Drummond. Yes! And a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Free throw good as he completes the three-point play. The lead is up to 6. Across the timeline, it's Walker. He'll run the offense. Tight space with the crossover. Well, you can't do that.
His timing was a tad bit off.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Walker to Nick Batum. Rebound to Detroit. To Alonzo Trier. Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Give it to him. Kemba Walker, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
I'm telling you right now, with moves like that, scoring is not going to be an issue tonight.
Jackson to Griffin. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
Walker into the front court. Now down 6. You've got to get that one to go. Drummond. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Walker with the basketball. Down 8. Nothing going here on that drive. Andre Drummond tips it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
To Drummond. That's what you've come to expect. Your best players making baskets.
There's only so many times you can hide from the truth. That was horrific defense. Just got to get it back on the next possession.
Jackson. Charlotte basketball. Fires the 3. That one off the mark. It's no good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Into the front court, it's Walker. Margins 8. To Batum. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let him know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
Nick Batum at the line for 2 shots. A career 83% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Jackson with it. Up by 6. Here comes the screen. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Trying to cash in. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot. Charlotte with the basketball. To Nick Batum. Nothing going here on that drive. Walker. The Hornets with 4 to shoot. Walker. His first effort off the mark.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Has a chance. Not done yet. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got it to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities.
Jackson to Drummond. The big fella, Andre Drummond. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender, which balances you at the rim.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Is Smith. Cruises inside for 2.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Hornets have the basketball. Nothing going here on that drive. Walker to Batum. Won't go. To Smith. Here's a chance from long range. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Off the mark. What on earth was he thinking?
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
The free throw, good.
Come on, y'all, let's go get it. It's on up.
Substitutions, Detroit.
That's going to be...
All right, let's bring the fire. Let's bring the fire to him.
Substitutions, Detroit. Stepping in for Charlotte, number 41.
to Drummond. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Miles Bridges. Full throttle, right to the basket for the deuce.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Pistons have it. Ish Smith. Deep left corner for 3. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Ish Smith to Drummond. The big fella, Andre Drummond. He's now 5 for 6.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
And that's going to get out of bounds, so the possession stays with the Hornets. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR was going, but I guess neither was the defense. That makes 2 of us.
He gets it.
And see, this is simple. This is where the PG pulls the bigs over to the side and says, we can't allow that to happen. You need to be an enforcer down low.
The screen sets him up for 2.
No, don't see the read. Be the read.
Ish Smith to Drummond. And he finishes at the rim.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Miles Bridges. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Layup goes down. Well done.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
To Miles Bridges. From the painted area, won't go down. Going to launch beyond the arc. No good. That's great defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Nothing going here on that drive. Shot from in close. No good. Tosses. And a pass taken away by Charlotte.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Gets it in the left corner. Kennard to Drummond. Swings it. Knocked loose. Hornets grab it. Has a look. Hernan Gomez unable to connect. A pass stolen by the Hornets.
Well, you can't finish with your right hand on the left side of the rim. You actually have to use your opposite hand. Steve Nash is one of the best at this. Different shots at different angles, high off the glass, expecting that there are trees down below with long wingspans that can block your shot.
Hornets right now in possession. Spinning shot, won't fall. To Luke Kennard. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Curling inside. And a 5-second back to the basket violation is called. Ish Smith to Luke Kennard. Stuffs it down with authority. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
It's a big finish. Gotta love the rim rockers.
Gotta be careful, though. Don't hang on the rim too long. You might get a tee.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. From long range, smothering D. Can't connect.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit him.
Good shot, man. The assist from number 14, Ish Smith.
Lock up. Here you come.
He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 70% free throw shooter. Misses the first. Oh, he missed on a pair. Smith. Can't connect. It's no good. To Drummond. Griffin. Shot clock to 4 for the Pistons. Lays it up and in.
Showing you why he belongs here in this league with the best of the best. Efficient scoring out of the rookie here tonight.
Hornets at the controls of this one. Here comes the screen. Good. Off a spin.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Around the perimeter to Smith.
Screen coming left.
Down low for Griffin. Slams it down. This is becoming a runaway.
They're getting to the rim at will, probably because we're watching Matador defense. You probably want to get in the way of your defender if they keep trying to attack the rim.
Here comes the screen. Knocked loose. Trying to cash in. Rebound taken down by the Pistons. Straight on 3. At the buzzer. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to Orlando where we say hello to Jalen Rose and our EA Sports half.
The Pistons dominated this matchup from the opening tip. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Detroit Pistons. The Hornets may be in the building, but they did not show up for this game. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. Have a look at the leading scorers. For the Charlotte Hornets,
Game track. Assists.
the Hornets struggle to play the angles, and it allowed too many passing lanes to exist. However, some credit has to go to their opponents for the way they move the ball. They've been taking advantage of this situation.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite.
Who was cold?
Thanks for joining us for the
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Charlotte basketball. Give it to him. Kemba Walker. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
All right, you got the first bucket of the second half. Now get a stop, because honestly, that's where your troubles were in the first.
Jackson to Griffin. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here, because that was not an easy look.
Across the timeline, it's Walker. Down a bundle. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Griffin. Oh, lots of contact there. Still gets it to go.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
To Nick Batum. Rises for the slam. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Alonzo Trier to Jackson. Beyond the arc for 3. That's off the side of the rim, short.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Finish that. Cleans it up. Offensive board. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
To Griffin. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Walker into the front court. His guys down big. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Give it to him. Kemba Walker. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
And here's a next level comment for you. K-Walk is one of the rare guys in the league today that blurs the lines between the streets and the league.
Gets it to go, and the foul.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Walker with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles in and out to Kemba Walker. Shot from the lane won't go. Griffin stuffs it down with authority.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Knocked loose. The possession in favor of Detroit. Oh, he had it. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin looking good. 4 for 5.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
To Batum. Driving right to the basket. Short jumper misses. Looking for his man. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Jackson with it. His guys holding the big lead. To Alonzo Trier. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Free throw good to cap off the three-point play as they continue to open things up here in the third quarter. Now a timeout coming here from the Hornets coach as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Walker to Parker. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at three coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw up and good. It's a three-point play, but a rare spot as they continue to trail big. It's Detroit's ball to Alonzo Trier.
Defense, let's go.
And he throws it down. Andre Drummond with the slam.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
To Reggie Jackson, out of bounds, last touch by the Pistons.
Good pass. Coming right back to you.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Couldn't keep.
We know what's coming. Go get him.
Substitutions, Charlotte. Substitutions, Detroit.
To Smith. Over to the right side. Ish Smith. Has a chance. And scores on the step back.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Here we go. I got this play. Let's go.
Miles Bridges to Walker. Here comes the screen. Shot clock winding down. Walker trying for a 30-point night, but it's no good.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Oh, ferocious slam inside. Charlotte with the basketball. Walker to Miles Bridges. Probing the defense. Here comes the screen. Has a look. And he knocks it down, Jay.
So deadly. Now look, part of that is God-given talent. But the other part is that ball speed combined with that handle. Oh, that's off the charts. But he always finds a way to slow himself down right before he goes into that shot.
Here comes the screen. Into the front court, it's Walker. He'll run the offense. Tough make through traffic.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
Nothing going here on that drive. That ends the third quarter. The Pistons with a nice advantage. Pistons basketball here to start the fourth quarter. And
We got this. Let's go. Substitutions, Charlotte. Substitutions, Detroit.
Ish Smith to Drummond. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Oh, a whistle.
A simple touch foul.
That's his third personal foul. Team foul number 3.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And when the ball gets the defense rotating from side to side, you're bound to find opportunities for each other.
Jackson to Griffin. Great feed. Doesn't get the bounce. Hornets have the basketball.
My ball, my ball.
Here we go. Here we go.
To Parker. Takes stock of the floor. Parker. Lets it fly from long range. Won't go down. To Griffin. Stuffs it down with authority.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Knocked loose. That's going to be out of bounds. Smith the last to touch. Parker. Sheer strength to slam it down. He ran right through the gauntlet.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with the fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Pistons ball here. Ish Smith to Griffin. And a throwdown. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
Pistons come away with it. And the 2 for Blake Griffin.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
4-3. Knocks it down. And Jay, so much better to get that shot beyond the arc than inside 22 feet.
This game comes down to micro adjustments. Either mismatches, ball screens, slipping action on those ball screens, quick fades to threes. It just seems like you're actually finding your rhythm offensively.
Hornets right now in possession. Fires the 3. It's no good. Shot's not going down. To Jackson. Griffin.
2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Fires the 3. That's off the side of the rim. No good. To Parker. Andre Drummond swats it. That's out. Last touch by Tony Parker. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Goes to the left side. Parker. Flushes it home.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Down to Griffin. Slam dunk.
Well, look, you can't be caught flat-footed on defense. You need to be on the balls of your feet, especially in transition. You have to jab at that guy with the ball, hedge at him. Make him think that maybe you will take him. Maybe you'll fan out to a defender on the perimeter. But still, keep him guessing. But when you don't do that, that's easy money.
A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go down.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We could break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chipping.
To Parker. Has a chance. Williams' shot won't go. And a pass taken away by Charlotte. Here's a chance from long range. Where's the chatter? No one was even close to him.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
15-footer at the buzzer. The Pistons are the winners as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
David Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Pistons came away with the victory in this one, and the way they attacked the rim was outstanding. Not only is the dunk a high-percentage shot, it's also a great way to test the confidence of the defense. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Detroit Pistons. The Charlotte Hornets didn't get the victory they wanted here today. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result. But they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. The Hornets got their score from the guys you're seeing here on screen.
Game track. Assists.
The Detroit Pistons showed off the kind of team chemistry that coaches love to see from their players. The more they moved the ball, it showed how much they trust each other. In the end, they got to win, and it looked like they had a great time doing it.
Player of the game.
If you asked him, I'm sure he'd give the credit to his teammate and coaches. But at the end of the day, we know that he's the one that made the biggest impact on this game.
Who was cold?
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.